A very interesting midweek Magic event is here, and that is the Phantom Sealed event. This will be my first time doing a limited format on Magic the Gathering Arena, mostly because we've got to save this economy for elsewhere. If you are unaware, this is a very budget-friendly account. I do this for the audience, for you guys, to show that you can be competitive and play on a budget. But I really like limited formats. I think they're great fun. I play mostly constructed, but digging into a Phyrexia all will be one. Limited format seems like a heck of a lot of fun for me. So we're going to jump in and we're going to do it. But before we do, I want to talk a little bit about Midweek Magic and what it could do for your economy. During the pandemic, they introduced the idea of Midweek Magic in order to keep different play styles like Pauper, like Commander, like this other stuff, Singleton, very big one, Artisan, these things going for Magic the Gathering because game stores weren't able to do their Midweek Magic events because of the pandemic. For this reason, Wizard of the Coast decided to have a Midweek Magic format on Magic the Gathering Arena. It was to keep that stuff alive, but after that, they've been doing some different kind of things with it, like, you know, discard a card, cast a random card from Magic the Gathering's history kind of deal. It's really fun stuff, but this event is free, 100% free. Therefore, if you are a very budget player, it is very important to do these. Well, it's highly recommended. It could be a slog at times, but most of the time it's a decent event, and you could get your wins pretty rapidly. It's not very hard to get your wins in this event. What are the rewards? You get 2 rares and a mystery cosmetic, which is always fun. I like cosmetics mostly because you gotta show off. You gotta show off the bling to people. It's fun. But these 2 rares are the important part of this event. The only problem is they are not duplicate protected. So yeah, it has a bit of mystery box aspect to Magic the Gathering Arena. But even though they're not duplicate protected, I'm assuming that most budget players are going to have the need for lots and lots and lots of rares. That is the real bottleneck of the game. Therefore, getting these 2 rares is probably well worth the hour or 2 spent on this. Well, I think it is. And a cosmetic, brilliant, helps you out. It helps you look fancy to your opponents, scare them a little bit. But yeah, every week a Midweek Magic event happens, and this is a way to get 2 free rares every single week. Don't have to pay for them. Doesn't hurt your economy. You can get your daily wins with this event as well. So just keep that in mind as we're going into this. We're going to open some cards after I remember how to Magic. Right, there we go. And we're going to see what we open. Here it is. Give it a little rub for good luck. And then click the button. Now, because this is a Phantom event, we do not get to keep these cards. Wizards is not known for just giving away cards, but here we go. This is what we have. We've got a Bloated Contaminator, which is kind of nice. Luca. Anytime you can see a Planeswalker in limited formats, it's probably going to be pretty strong. And I'm not super familiar with a lot of these, like the Jor Kadin, or Kadin First Gold Warden. Not too familiar, but whenever Jor Kadin First Gold Warden attacks, gets +X till the end of turn, where X is the number of equipped creatures you control. I don't play with equipment very much. That's why I'm probably not too familiar with it. Luca, adding mana is always strong, but you can only use it to cast creature spells or activated abilities of creatures, and then you can create 3/3 Phyrexia Beast creature tokens with Toxic 1. That Toxic 1 is very interesting indeed, especially limited formats. We also get this rare land. Add 1 mana of any color. Use it to cast Phyrexian spells. That could actually be really good. And with Corrupted, it gets target 1/1 creature gets +2/+1 till the end of turn. That's not a bad land, especially if we have a lot of toxic things, a lot of Phyrexians and stuff like that. Looking at this stuff here, we would really want to run green. We would really want to run red, Gruul. Cathic. At the beginning of your end step, You may sacrifice another creature. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature card with lesser mana value. Put it on the bottom in any order. Right. The main thing that we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at each of these colors individually and kind of seeing what we have and trying to put together a deck that is going to be good. Yeah. First off, what are these guys? We got a Voidwing Hybrid. Been seeing a lot of that guy lately. Some stuff with oil. Remove 3 oil counters. Draw a card. You may discard a non-land card. When you discard a card this way, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That's pretty strong. Yeah, this is really strong. This is it kind of thing right here. I'm still looking at Gruul mostly because of Luca, but it's nice to know what kind of multicolor cards that we get out of here. And that looks like it's it. Just these 2 for uncommons. We're really looking at Jorkaden, which I'm not sold on at all. We do have Ezrai, Stalker of Spheres. Maybe splashing blue for something like this. Maybe splashing blue for Proliferate as well. Proliferate's really strong. And yeah, artifacts. Mana. A little mana dork. Each opponent who has 3 or more poison counters loses 1 life. I actually think that's really good. But let's look at all of our stuff. Again, a lot of this is going to be... We're probably moving towards a Luca deck. But it is nice to know what we have, starting with white. Alright, we got a Skull Bomb. Target creature you control gets +2/+2, gains flying until the end of turn, draw a card. That's okay. Crawling Chorus is alright. But what works together? This card's really interesting in a limited format. If the opponent has Corrupted, creatures you control get +1/+1 till the end of turn when it attacks. I would consider that pretty strong, especially in a limited format. You got to remember that in limited formats, you're playing different cards than you would in standard for sure. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 when an equipped creature attacks. Create a 1/1 colorless Phyrexia Might with Toxic 1. This creature can't block. I would consider this a very strong kind of card as well. So let's put all the cards that I think are pretty strong down here. I mean, like, this is looking really good. 2 duelists. 2 duelists. Yeah, get that glider in there. Great, 2 1/1 colorless Phyrexia Might. Artifact creature tokens with Toxic 1. So you get more here. Or you could deal damage equal to the number of creature you control as a target creature or planeswalker. Pretty decent on the removal. We do have a Planar Disruption as well. Exile, or enchant artifact creature or planeswalker. Can't attack, can't block, and its activated abilities cannot be activated. So also pretty decent removal there as well. And we got an Infinity for Artifacts thing. It doesn't look like this deck wants to really do that really. But we do have the Infested Flesh Cutter. Makes it a little bit cheaper. But yeah. Equipped creature gets +1/+0, and Vigilance, and it's a 4 Moradin card. So you basically get this 2/2 Rebel, and then whenever it dies, you still keep the equipment. So it costs 5 for a effective 4/3 on the field immediately with Vigilance, which is expensive, but you get the keep the equipment afterwards, which makes it a little bit better. And we do have the Jorkaden as well. We do have to consider that when considering the rest of this stuff. But I think we're going with straight up poison stuff. So maybe looking at the Basilica Shepherd as well. So these are our good guys in white. It looks like we are looking for a lot of 2-drops, a couple of 1-drops. Enchant a creature gets +1/+1. As long as opponent has 3 or more poison counters on it, has +1/+0. An additional +1/+0. And first strike. I'm going to throw that in here too, mostly because it's cheap. Pretty nice. White is looking pretty good in this event already. Let's move on and look at some blue stuff. We have to remember we have the Voidwing Hybrid, so, and the Serum Core Chimera. These are two really good cards right here. Yeah. That's a lot of damage coming off the Chimera. Counter target spell. Nah, we don't want the misstep. Misstep. A lot of people have speculated that this is actually really broken, but it isn't. In fact, if you go second, this card is pretty unplayable in anything except for limited formats. Unless the opponent is playing aggro, then you could possibly use it. But I don't know. I'm not sold on this card at all. We got a land. The Surgical Bay. Yeah, I'll put that in there. Till the end of turn, creature gets +1/+3, flying and toxic 1. I think that's okay. Counter target spell. Yep. I mean, counters are always good. And Bring in the End is a counter spell unless its opponent pays 2. But with Corrupted, it's actually a very cheap way of, you know, countering something. It may catch the opponent by surprise and is actually not bad at all. Well, here's oil. But it takes a long time for that guy to get going. Each opponent gets a poison counter, draw a card. Also looks pretty good. Like, I really like this card. It's a way to cheat a poison counter on your opponent. Yeah. This guy could swing in for 4 pretty easily. But after that, he's just 1/4 in the air. Can't be that bad. Eye of Malcator could be good if we had a lot of artifacts, like if we were running those white cards. But I'm not really sold on blue. The more I look at it, the more I'm not sold on blue being part of this. And let's move on to black and see if that can make it up a little bit to maybe splash in the Void Wing Hybrid. But I still think we're going for the Planeswalker. Got another couple of those lands. Nice little guys to sacrifice. Duress. In limited formats, maybe Duress isn't the best. You usually want to run a lot of creatures and removal. Target creature -1/-1 till the end of turn. Proliferate. Kind of bad removal, but proliferate's fine. But bad removal. Exile target creature if it has mana value 3 or less. This is actually, in my opinion... Oh, where'd it go? Right there. Anoint with Affliction is one of the better comments that you can find in Phyrexia All Will Be One. So we got to keep that in mind. Good removal here. Blight Belly Rat is good. Toxic Flying is good. Sacrifice another creature. This gets +2/+2. Doesn't work with this stuff. Each opponent sacrificed a creature or Planeswalker and gets a poison counter. That looks really good as well. Some really, really, really good removal here. Pay for sacrifice an artifact or creature. Destroy target creature or Planeswalker. Also pretty good. So black's looking really good. Menace and Toxic. Toxic 2, no less. And there's Corrupted. Actually, that's a pretty decent little creature for limited formats. It's expensive. No, it's only 4 for 6/6. Yeah, and Testament Bearer actually doesn't look bad. When this enters battlefield or dies, Proliferate. Again, doesn't look bad. Again, a little bit expensive for a 4/4, but decent altogether. Black is looking pretty solid. Let's look at this. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature card with lesser mana value. Put it onto the battlefield and yada yada yada. But we do have a bunch of toxic stuff here, but we don't have a lot of things with Corrupted. It might be hard to get the damage off to win with poison, but getting Corrupted is actually kind of amazing. Now, I could be completely wrong there, but we don't want to sell short. I'm looking at blue right now. I'm looking at white right now, but let's look at red and see what we got here. When he deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it. If you do, Proliferate. Okay. When he dies, it deals damage equal to his power to any target. We'll move on. Churning Reservoir. At the beginning of your upkeep, put an oil counter on it. Nope, this is a really, really good card. This is very strong. This is incredibly strong. 2 and a tap. Create a 1/1 Phyrexian Goblin creature token. Activate only if an oil counter was removed. But you get to put an oil counter on him every turn. Activate only if an oil counter was removed from a permanent you controlled this turn, or a permanent with oil counter on it was put into a graveyard this turn. Huh. This is really strong if we want to do oil mechanics. And if we are doing Gruul with Luca, we definitely want to be using oil mechanics. Okay. Grabbing cards. Can't hurt. You may sacrifice a creature when you do destroy target artifact an opponent controls. That seems like pretty okay removal. Chimney Rabble enters the battlefield. Create a 1/1 Phyrexian Goblin creature token. That's kind of interesting, right? Because not only do you get the Goblin, he's a 3/3 with haste for 4, so he makes up for that lack of power on that 4 with the 1/1 Phyrexian Goblin. Doesn't have haste, doesn't have anything else that makes him a Phyrexian except for that. When this enters the battlefield, it does X damage to any target where X is the number of permanents you control with oil counters on them. We'll look at that. For Moradin, 4/4/4/2 with equipment. Hazardous Blast deals 1 damage to each creature your opponent controls. Creatures your opponent control can't block this turn. I actually like that. Target creature can't block this turn. That's pretty interesting as well. But the Cacophony, as well as, where was it? The 4 Moradin looks pretty solid, and we got 2 of the splitters here. And of course, we got the 5/5 Menace Reach, pretty good for blocking. Blue doesn't look great, so the Serum Core Chimera doesn't look great. Yeah, the Sacrifice, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary creature with lesser mana value. Put it onto the battlefield, then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Or in any order? Yeah, in a random order. Okay. And then, of course, we got Jor Kadeen. Maybe we are going for a 4 Moradin deck. Starting to look like red's really good, white's really good, splash black for removal. But not to sell anything short, let's also look at green while we're at it. Oil counter. Remove an oil counter on tap target land. Alright. It's kind of a weird way to do a mana dork, but that's what we got. Target creature gets +3/+3. Trample to the end of turn, draws a card. Maze Skull Bomb actually looks pretty decent. When this enters the battlefield with 3 oil counters, remove an oil counter. Create a 3/3 Phyrexian Golem artifact creature. Wow, that's actually really solid. Yeah, sure, you're paying 4 for a 3/3, but you could do this 3 times at least. That's pretty solid. And of course, we're running mana dorks. Target creature you control gets +1/+2 till the end of turn. It fights. Yes, yes, removal. Search your library for basic land, put it into your hand, or you can proliferate as well. This will either get us oil counters, or we could reach down and grab land that we need. Deals damage to a player, proliferate. Again, oil counters. He has toxic as well. Yeah, with the Maze Mantle. Green is looking really solid. And Titanic Growth is pretty solid as well. I think that it's nice to play this as kind of a removal card. Hexproof and Indestructible, always strong, and of course you have this. So with this in mind, right, let me look at this red stuff. And it looks like I want to see what a deck built out with this stuff would look like. That draws cards. This is a 3/3 with haste. Deals X damage, where X is a number of creatures you control with oil counters on it. And so far we have... Let's do this the easy way. One, 2 creatures, right? No. So 4. We'll have 4. And we could keep adding oil counters with the Churning Reservoir. Okay, interesting stuff. Going back to red. For Moradin, we're going to grab this guy. He's a 3 cost. We need 3 costs. We need to reduce the cost of all this stuff. So, Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm liking the mana curve on this all that much. Yeah. But what if we added Jorkaden and went for white as well? We don't want to stretch ourselves too thin. What's the average mana cost? 2.3. So that's not bad. The problem is we don't have a lot of creatures. No, we want the Ruthless Predation. Where'd it go? There we go. So maybe we're going down on these Skull Bombs. I might put the Skull Bomb back in here. We definitely want Incubator Sac. We kind of want those. We do want that. We do want that. But having too many enchantments and removal and combo pieces, this kind of counts as a creature. This counts as 2. I'll make excuses to make it work. Deals X damage at any target where X is the number of permanents you control with a oil counters on it. That's removal. Nothing really big though. That's the problem I have with this. Maybe we're adding the Engulfer. It's a 6/5. Each other creature you control gains Toxic 1 till the end of turn. That's pretty solid creature. So maybe that 4 Warden stuff goes away. And that makes that go away. Now let's look again. 9 creatures, 11 non. We can add Azuri, Stalker of Spheres, Splash Red. This costs 4, so it's not going to actually fix this stuff at all. We need things that cost like 2. We have a good end game here, but we don't have the creatures we really need. That's the problem I have with this one. Let's look around a little bit more. So that's kind of what we're looking at with green-red. I still like to have pretty decent curves. That's really aggro-y. We'll have to keep that in mind. That might be the deck. Yes. As long as the opponent has 3 or more poison counters. Yes. Corrupted. Yes. Definitely doing this. Definitely doing that. Toxic. Double strike. See, I like this curve a lot better. I like that curve a lot better. Charge of Mites could be good in here. Definitely Planar Disruption. When this enters the battlefield, create 2 of those things. This dude has flying. They have Toxic. That's always good. +2/+1. And Vigilance. Affinity for artifacts even. And we seem to have a lot of artifacts. We have 1, 2, 3. So maybe that hits. Let's actually look around a little bit more. Let's do some real magic. Yeah, that's an artifact. That's an artifact. And a lot of the 1/1s are actually artifacts as well. They are. So this affinity for artifacts is actually pretty doable. That is expensive for what it does. +2/+1. But just the fact that it's going after artifacts seems like it could be good. As long as the opponent has 3 or more poison counters. This has double strike. That's pretty strong finisher right there. And Jorkaden is whenever Jorkaden first Gold Warden attacks, it gets +X/+X till the end of turn, where X is the number of equipped creatures you control. Equipped creatures. Then if it's 4 or greater, draw a card. I think that gets shoved in here as well. So we're looking at red. And red, I already said that I pretty well liked. But it's not going to be doing much in the way of, what do you call it? The oil stuff isn't going to work with it. Oh wait, this would work as removal. This would work, but we're running into that same problem where we don't have a whole lot in that 3 slot. Lots of stuff at 2. Maybe we're doing white, black, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. The -1/-1 proliferate. Maybe we're just going basically toxic. Yeah, sacrifice or another artifact or creature. This gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. Yeah, I mean, we could do some stuff with that. Again, this removal is great. Yep, this card is fantastic. Nice little cheap 6/6. Menace, Toxic 2. Yeah, when it dies, look at the top 3 cards. Put the rest into the graveyard. Could be okay. It does get a card. And then when this enters the battlefield or dies, proliferate. So we're looking at maybe something like this, but I would really like to get some things in that 3-drop slot. We do have a couple of 4-drops and a really good one with the Necro Titan, right? So some good stuff here, but I don't know if it's the stuff we really want. We do have 2 of these though. Do we have that white land? No, but we do have a Skull Bomb. There's no way all the white cards are good, right? Maybe we are splashing blue. Maybe that's the answer. What we got for 3 drops in blue? Scry 2, whenever another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, it becomes a 4/4. Let's look at the amount of artifacts we have. We have 6. There's chances for this to happen, and it allows us to scry. It enters with 3 oil counters on it. Oh yeah, that's the one that I wasn't super sold on. Mesmerizing Dose, though, is pretty good, but it does cost 2 blue, which if we're just splashing blue, that's not great. I actually think Tamiyo's Logbook might be worth a try here. And we do have another artifact creature. Man, do we want to do 3-colored deck? I don't know if that's smart, but the Tamiyo's Logbook looks really good to draw cards. Any other ways to really draw cards? Well, we do have to bring the ending. Blue actually doesn't look too bad, especially considering all the other stuff that we have going on. A splash of blue might be what we need to kind of push this into the next level. I believe we had that one that we get to proliferate or give a poison counter, right? Yeah, there it is. Prologue of Phyrexia. Scry 2, when another artifact enters the battlefield, looks good, right? That all looks really good. The more I look at this, the more I'm taking back kind of the things that I've previously said. Look at the rears again. Add 1 mana of any color. Use this only to cast Phyrexians. Phyrexian. These are not Phyrexians because they are artifacts. There's a Phyrexian there, a Phyrexian there, a Phyrexian there. Is all the black stuff Phyrexian? Phyrexian Horror, Phyrexian Horror, Phyrexian Warrior, Phyrexian Warrior, Phyrexian. So with this, we could add 1 less black. It looks like that's a Phyrexian Warrior as well. A Phyrexian. A lot of Phyrexians in general. Yeah, a lot of Phyrexians. That is interesting. That definitely makes the deck. So let's look at this without land. We got 25. We want to have probably 24 of everything, but we need some way of drawing outside of Prologue to Phyrexia. Take that off at the rare. We do have one of these lands here as well. We're definitely splashing blue. All right, let's mess with the mana base. I think I'm going to go in it like this. As said, this is Phantom, and this is the first limited thing that I did with, yeah. Now, let's see if we can make a land base that makes a little bit of sense. White. White is 52% of our deck, so should probably get 6 lands. One thing that's really rough about, like, this set in particular is there's no dual basic lands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blue is 16%. Black is 8%. Wait, 28%. Okay. So blue 3, and we're gonna get stuff from the newest set because we are ballers like that. 1, 2, 3. That gives us 4 sources of blue. We're probably going to get the blue. And then black. 1, 2, 3. That's 5 sources of black, 4 sources of blue, 6 sources of white. I don't know if this land base is going to hold together. That is my biggest concern with this deck. 4, 5, and 6. We almost need one more of these. What do we got for draw power? Tamio's logbook. I would hate to go down. And we need one more white. That's what I was looking at. Just went the wrong way. 1 fewer swamp. Therefore, we have 4 and 4 with our back end. And 7 on the plains. As said, no dual lands, so we can't fix at all. So this is skeptic. This is very skeptic. But I think I'm going to try it. As said, you could do this as many times as possible. This is my first limited event in Phyrexia. All will be 1. Land base is much to be desired, but, you know, I think the blue is important to splash in here just because of the artifact synergies as well as the draw power. And black is important because of the removal. Let's actually look to see what else we could put in here from blue. What kind of finishers do we have? Or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Put a target card from your graveyard to the bottom of your library. That's a very strong card. So is that maybe taking away some of the more expensive things? Like the when he enters the battlefield or dies, proliferate. How much toxic do I have? A lot. I have a lot of toxic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards have toxic things. How many things have corrupted? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So corrupted a little bit less. How many things have proliferate? 2. Nothing in blue that I have proliferates. They all have affinity for artifact kind of things going on. Not affinity for artifacts, but synergies with artifacts. I have 9 artifacts. Yeah, I know this is taking a long time, but that's just the nature of the beast. Oh, we forgot the seed core. Yeah, we forgot the seed core. I think all of the black stuff is Phyrexian. Yeah, except for the Varska's Fall. Let me see how much removal we have. We might need to add more removal to here, to this deck. Or do we really need to worry about it? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's kind of the perfect amount of lands. I think we are going to try to run 3 colors. It is not recommended to run 3 colors. A 3.0 average cost. Maybe we're trying to get this cheaper. 5 for a 4/4 when it enters a battle, or when it enters the battlefield or dies, proliferate. It's just too good. 2/1 in vigilance. That's pretty expensive for what it is. So maybe getting rid of one of those. Just having the option available for that is okay. I do like plated onslaught, especially with how many artifacts we have in here. We just reduced it by 1 though, didn't we? So the next thing we remove is probably not an artifact. Number of creatures. Create 2 artifacts. Okay. Okay. Don't want to reduce any of the cheaper stuff, so it's really between this, 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 or this. And I think the... Where is it? Plated... no, not Plated Onslaught. I'm sorry. The Mirrodin's Bardiche goes away. And we have a lot of ways of creating little guys all over the place. Right, like this one. Infested Flesh Cutter. Then we have the Basilica's Shepherd to try to get our board a little bit bigger. 13 creatures, 11 non-creatures. So maybe getting rid of one more non-creature would be good. No. Zealot's Conviction can go away, and we could grab another creature. +2, +0. As long as you control 2 or more artifacts, say no more. In fact, I'll go up to 4 on that. Or, yeah, I'll go up to 2 on that. And maybe it is time that we give up the Plated Onslaught. Though we could probably cast it for 3. It might be a finisher. The Scrape Trap. That goes away. The rest of this stuff is just way too good. Alright, I'm going to try it. I don't know if this is optimal. It is a 3-color deck. And we have multiple things that we're trying to do. Seed Core and 2 white mana. So already mana is becoming an issue. We can drop the Crawling Chorus though. Start to get toxic damage off. If it gets removed, then meh. That's a lot better. All 3 colors of mana together? Jeez. And we could probably dump off. Don't want to dump that. No turn 1 plays here. And this is a little bit expensive. Oh, we don't have all 3 colors. We don't have white. But white's in our deck a lot. Alright, what do you do? An answer battle, 3 counters. Remove an oil counter. Scry. That's really strong. Bran. Again, strong. Yeah, that is really strong. Alright. You got your 2/2, I got my 2/2. Opponent getting that Scry effect, which is really strong. This is not a Phyrexian, but we could add a colorless to it if we want to put out the Eye of Malkator. There's equipment. Swings in for 2. We will not block. Opponent is down to 2 cards. That is interesting. Don't have the white yet, so we can't play the Planar Disruption. Let's get this going. Eye of Malkator. We're looking for land. That's good. We'll drop the blue down to the bottom. As long as we get that white out, we're looking pretty good. Swing in. So that's poison. I would have probably blocked that, but you know, comes in for 2 more. We get a poison. There's our land. Menace, Toxic 2. Each opponent gets a poison counter. Draw a card. Let's win this or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control. You may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Now this will become a 4/4. We're going to take that action real quick, and we're going to discard not much to discard here. Maybe the prologue to Phyrexia? Yeah. Come in for 6. Alright, that is not an artifact, but it creates an artifact when it dies. He gets a scry yet again. So the Glistener Seer, kind of worthless now. Oh, draw 3 cards, proliferate. That's expensive. That certainly is expensive. Kind of a late game kind of deal. He's tapped out. Alright. So if he's tapped out, I could go like this. Swing. Blocks the toxic damage. Totally fine. Drop the Crawling Chorus. Now this artifact only gives +2 or +0 +2. So that actually works out for us. So he can't do any damage at me or any of my creatures. There we go, down to 7. Get Childred's Head Cleaver down. And go ahead and pass turn. We're really looking for another land. 4, 5, 6. It would be enough. Draw 3 cards and proliferate. So he knows how to draw cards. He proliferates on me. He is down to 7. 1 mana remaining. Okay, Skull Bomb. Alright. He's going to go ahead and equip the Seer. I can't blame him. It's an 05. It's almost unkillable. Huh. We do this before our turn. He's got 3 or more, so we could actually start doing this. Yeah. Swing. He blocks the guy that'll do 3 damage. Smart. And he's really got to respond to this board state. So we'll let it go. We'll hold this. We're not in any kind of trouble. If he plays another creature like that, now we could Varska's Fall, but he gets rid of the Vran. So that doesn't get us out of our little weak spot here at all. Gets to draw another card with the Draw Skull Bomb. 3 mana remaining. It really makes me think that we should probably put 1 more mana in this deck. Got kind of stuck on land. Goes to my turn, and we swing. What you got? Death Touch and Indestructible. 100% fine. Blocking the Head Cleaver. Okay, going after the rat. Okay. Yep, that's game. Awesome. Okay. 1-0. Land was a little bit funky there, but we were able to get through it just fine. And all right, we have a gem. All right, that's 25 gems for us. Totally worth it, actually. If you think about it, free 25 gems. I'll take it. Mana base garbage. I did not go in and add another mana. Really should have. But Yeah, we can only drop the chorus down. It's not great. Again, mana is garbage. I guess we could draw off of the Basilica if we really needed to. White's most of our deck. Sacrifice another creature. Yeah, that goes away. Basilica. Could always just draw a card with this if we don't draw our land and hopefully get our land drop. I think it's not activated as a sorcery, so that's good. Let's see what the opponent is going to do. That's a swamp. It's got a plains out already. Blight Belly Rat is good. We will draw a card. It is not land. That is not land either. Play funky land base until it hurts ya. I guess that's what we did today. Swings in with the rat. We get our poison. There it goes. Hey! Land. We can still do nothing. We have 4 blue cards in the deck. We've drawn 3 of them. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Exactly how you would expect to draw them in real life. Remind me to put another land in this deck. Please remind me. Taking that beautiful damage, and we finally drew the blue land. So we could probably get back into this. Starting off with Eye of Malkator. Onslaught is here. Definitely want that for 5th land for next turn. Plated Onslaught I like as a finisher, but not when we're this far behind the opponent. I feel like we're behind. He's got the Flesh Cutter here. He's got the Blighted Rat. Don't want to look at the Flesh Cutter because he might have forgotten. Highly doubt it, but don't want to give him any hints. He saw it himself. Yeah, that's going to really do some damage to us. All right. Yep. Poison is going to be a problem. Go out with a Theorist. We get a couple of procs here. One from the Eye of Malkator. And then we're going to take that action for sure. We're going to discard. That doesn't seem like it's going to be good. Well, we might be able to sack something. That could get rid of a big thing. I think we're discarding the land, actually. As much as I complained about not having land earlier on. But we're already pretty well dead. We could block the Blight Belly Rat, kill it. This has Toxic 1, and he's creating toxic creatures. Opponent really taking his time to think about this one. Duelist. We are in very big trouble here. I should have added that one more land. I think this would have been a different board state had we had one more land. We got to get rid of the big damage. But here's the thing. We lose the Theorist if we do that. He gets more toxic stuff. We don't have any board wipes. That would be really nice right now. A board wipe? This is a pretty good combination. Chorus. This. Sacking this. Powering up the Malcator. Swinging in. Some pretty good damage right there. And we got a 6/6 now. So we can block the Duelist and kill it, but the Ravenous Necro Titan dies. Necro Titan is the word. Words are hard, and that becomes a brutally large creature. Yeah. Don't remove it. He does. And that is game. Yep. Oh, and thank you for reminding me to add one more mana to this. I really appreciate it, guys. I really want a removal as well, so let's look at black. -1/-1 proliferate. Yeah, duress is not great. Agonizing glare. It's an additional cost. You may pay 4 or sacrifice an artifact or a creature. Destroy target. Yeah, we want both of those. We want that to go away. Maybe we're getting rid of the blue in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's fun to run 5 color decks, and it really helped us fix this little 3 slot. Maybe we're just very slightly splashing blue. So down 1 more blue. That's a Phyrexia. And going up 1, 2. That gives us 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I want 17. We'll get the white. And that allows us to put 1 more creature in here. Exile target creature if its mana value is 3 or less. Anoint the Afflicted can also join us. So we have more removal. A lot more removal. No blue mana, but we are very light in blue at this point. We got the white, we got the black. Should be good. We got a Duelist as well. That should help us get our Toxic above 3. We're going to be dealing with a Mire Convert. Pay 2 life. Add 1 mana of any color. It has Toxic 1. We follow up with the Duelist. Opponent does get to go first, so that's definitely hurts us. Mana. Oh. Sword and Forge Frontier. Equipped a creature gets +2/+2. Protection from green and red. When it deals combat damage, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards. Right? It does some crazy things. So, we could do a couple of different things here. But I think we're swinging. He lets it through. And then we create more toxic guys. Oh, baby, you better believe we're swinging with all 3 of them. We ain't blocking. Well, we might block the Mire Convert. Skull Dweller might be. I don't know. We'll have to feel it out. See how it goes. But we definitely want to get that toxic damage off. And we want this Annihilating Glare to really do some stuff for us. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're blocking that. He's swinging, right? Yeah, baby. Oh, he's coming in hot and heavy. Hot and heavy. Exiles 2, he gets a land. Guess he didn't have his land drop for a turn, so that's good for him.
These metal monstrosities into dust.
Untap up to 1 target creature.
Take my hand.
Well, that's really rough. Creature or a planeswalker. Should have played the black mana there, by the way. Yeah. There we go. Alright. That's 5 poison. Sacrificing a creature. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna sack this. And we still have our duelist.
What a grand fight!
Those little tokens did enough, or a lot for us, but I don't know if they did enough. Troll enters the field. That's such a good weapon there. Really good equipment for the opponent. He does have enough to move it. Move on to my turn. We still don't have enough for the Apostle of Invasion. Alright, we're swinging. Oops. Might think I have a trick. That was a mistake. Coming out with this dude right here, the Necro Titan. Now we continue to press on the opponent. Maybe we're doing a Vraska's Fall. Enters, you gain 3 life. Then if you control a permanent with an oil counter on it, draw a card. We're probably not going to have to deal with that, but we do have things that we could do. We're ahead on cards. Vraska's Fall, he's probably sacking the oil ogre thingamajig. Right. He's down to 1 card. We don't want him doing damage to us, but I think we need to also be aggressive. He won't be doing damage to us. Swing. If he trades us off, we're fine with it. Mostly because we have 3 cards in hand and we haven't even played our blue stuff. Crawling Chorus. Oh yeah, we're going to get some damage off here, baby. Go on. Get in there, do your thing. We're going to definitely be sacrificed. No. We're going to be casting Eye of Malcator. Or Apostle of Invasion. So we definitely have a lot of things going for us in this game. Can't do both of these. That's a shame. We're swinging. Looks like our poison stuff really did us some good in this game. Apostle of Invasion. This dude has double strike too. So even if we're not feeling like we're getting the damage off on the ground, we're getting it off in the air. He might swing here. Oh wait, he has Summoning Sickness anyway. Alright. Swing in the air. That's 8. Come out with the Basilica Shepherd. We get more toxic dudes. Opponent says good game. Draws a card. What you got? Swings in. I'm gonna block. I'm gonna block it. There it is. And you know what? I was going to kill him with poison. Man. Not bad at all. Let's see it. And we got a card. Wake to Slaughter. Choose up to 2 target creature cards in your graveyard. An opponent chooses one of them. Return that card to your hand. Return the other to the battlefield under your control. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of your next untap phase. That's actually pretty strong. We want to win this one right here because it is Valentine's Day and my lady is, well, she's going to want to do something. I don't have any choice in the matter. Would love to play Magic all day. This is, yeah, we got the Planner Disruption. We have Charge of Mites. We could create Phyrexians. Opponent says, my go. I'm going to say hello. Chorus comes out. Very interesting. Comes in tapped, so we might as well get that out of the way. It's kind of nice that we got both the Dross Pits and the Surgical Bay. Oh, wow. Whenever it enters the battlefield or another artifact enters the battlefield. Interesting stuff. Duelist comes out. Nice little blocker against this Chorus. And almost something that he has a block. He will be ahead on poison counters for a second. Planner Disruption. Interesting stuff. Okay, that comes in tapped. Flying 1/3. Do a couple of things here. Planner Disruption is okay. So I think we do the Glider. That blocks a Chorus from coming in, basically. We don't have any real way to get rid of enchantments, so that's going to stick. All right. Very interesting. Spent a lot of time bulking that guy up. That's an enchantment as well. We could just turn that off. And that puts the opponent at a pretty big disadvantage. Because he's got 2 cards. We've got 4. That's what Magic is about. Getting more cards than the opponent and doing bad things to them. 2 or more artifacts. That's an artifact. That is not. We can make artifacts with Charge of Mites. Okay. Annex Sentry. More mana for us. This is a 2/4. Let's go ahead and draw. Take the action and we are definitely getting rid of that. That should have never made the deck. Mana. What else? More removal for the opponent. You must have gotten really lucky with your cards there, buddy. Real lucky. Just a little bit of salt, by the way. Yeah. Come on, build that board state, baby. Mana? Does he swing? He does. Do you know nothing else? No blocks. We might actually have an opportunity if he's going to be very aggressive like that. That gives him 3 poison counters. And now we could put Apostle of Invasion out. He's very aggressive. Very aggressive. And a Mandrake. one of my favorite cards. You got real lucky on your draws there, dude. Your packs must have been like the bottom 6 of a box. That's where all the mythics are, in the bottom. And we definitely have this up to a 4/4 as well. That's going to match the Mandrake on the ground, basically swinging with the Apostle of Invasion in the air. If he swings here, and he does with 1. He doesn't have any cards in his hand. He just knows that it would survive. No, it won't, because it has double strike. Too aggressive. Way too aggressive. +1/+1 till the end of turn. Let's do some counting here. That's 2 creatures, right? So this is 5, 10, 6, 7, or 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Still a little bit short. Target 1/1. I think we've actually got him, right? Let's count. So, an opponent has 3 or more poison counters on it. Put a 1/1 counter on creatures you control. Get +1/+1 till the end of turn. So this is 5, 10, 11, 12. He blocks here. Here he blocks here. 13, 14, 15, 16. Maybe a little bit too aggressive on the opponent's part up until now, and we're going to try to make him pay for it. Now, we should be able to use a Seed Core here. It does not say activates as a sorcery. There's blocking the 3. What's a 2/2 block? That's it. Huh. Yeah, but he didn't block the, he didn't block enough. He would have won. He would have won. I wonder why I wasn't able to activate that, but it doesn't matter because that is victory number 3. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. I like card styles. You know, I think they're cool. And we got, yeah, Oxida Finisher. Don't know if I'll ever play that, but hey, we got it. We got it just in case we do. Actually, might work out. Oh, it's for equipment? Nah, this will never see any play at all. But thank you for joining today, Midweek Magic. Midweek Magic, and it is a good one. It's a Phantom Draft. It's the first time I was able to play a limited format with Phyrexia. All will be one. It was super exciting. Thank you very much for joining me today. And if you've stayed this long, you are very cool. You're a very awesome person. And I hope you all the best ventures in your life, that you will live long and prosper. Make sure you like and subscribe on the video. And until next time, this is CoffeeStout signing out. Bye.